Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far, because today we're diving into a brand new and very early projection that could affect millions of Social Security recipients across the country. We're talking about the next potential Social Security increase, and on the surface, it looks like benefits could rise by roughly $500 per year for some recipients. That sounds like good news, right? But here's the big question we need to ask today: is that increase actually a good thing? Or is it a warning sign of something much bigger happening behind the scenes? Before we jump into all the details, a quick heads up for anyone interested in grabbing up to $200 in free stock or even $200 in free cash. There's a link pinned in the comments below for Robinhood. All you need to do is click the link, sign up for a free account, and link your bank. There's no opening deposit required. Once you do that, Robinhood will send you a free stock worth up to $200. If you'd rather have cash instead, you can simply sell that stock and transfer the money straight back to your bank. Now let's get into the important news for today. So here's where things start to get interesting. We already have a way too early projection for the next Social Security cost of living adjustment, also known as COLA. And the reason it's considered early is because the official COLA for the following year isn't announced until October. That means we're still about 10 months away from getting the final number. However, economists don't wait around for the official announcement. They look at inflation trends, economic data, and signals from the Federal Reserve to estimate where things are heading, and those projections are starting to paint a clearer picture. Right now, experts believe inflation is finally cooling down. Prices aren't expected to fall dramatically, but inflation is not rising at the aggressive pace we saw over the last few years. In fact, many economists say inflation could be at its lowest level in several years. And while that might sound like good news for the overall economy, it comes with a downside for Social Security recipients, because lower inflation usually means a smaller COLA increase. According to a recent Newsweek report, Social Security recipients have already received what some are calling a wave of bad news following the Federal Reserve's decision to cut interest rates in December. The Fed voted 9-3 to reduce rates by 0.25% and also hinted that future rate cuts could be paused in the near term. This move sends a strong signal that policymakers believe inflation is easing, and that signal matters a lot when it comes to determining future COLA increases. More than 70 million Americans rely on Social Security payments every single month. For many retirees, disabled workers, and SSI recipients, these checks are the backbone of their financial stability. The exact amount each person receives is adjusted every year based on inflation, and that adjustment is heavily influenced by economic conditions and Federal Reserve policy. Historically, when the Fed raises interest rates, it's usually trying to slow down high inflation. When it cuts rates, it often means inflation is cooling. Right now, the Fed is projecting that its benchmark interest rate could settle somewhere between 3.5 and 3.75% moving forward, which represents a significant drop from where rates started earlier in the year. Based on these signals, estimates from 24/7 Wall Street suggest that the COLA for 2027 could be as low as 2.1%. To put that into perspective, the COLA was 2.5% in 2025 and increased slightly to 2.8% in 2026. A drop to 2.1% would mark one of the lowest adjustments we've seen in years. If this projection holds, we'd have to go all the way back to around 2020 or 2021 to find a COLA that low. Federal Reserve policymakers typically aim for an inflation rate of about 2%, and many economists believe inflation will remain relatively muted, assuming there are no major supply shocks or tariff-related disruptions. According to Kevin Thompson, CEO of 9i Capital Group, if inflation stays lower, COLA adjustments will almost certainly be smaller as well. So what does this actually mean in real dollars for Social Security recipients? Let's break it down. In 2026, the average retired worker is expected to receive about $2,071 per month. If a 2.1% COLA is applied in 2027, that average benefit would rise to roughly $2,114 per month. That's an increase of about $43 per month. For disabled workers, the average monthly benefit in 2026 is around $1,630. With a 2.1% increase, that would rise to about $1,664 per month, which works out to an increase of roughly $34 per month. SSI recipients would also see modest increases. In 2026, the maximum SSI benefit for individuals is set at $994 per month, while couples can receive up to $1,491. With a 2.1% COLA in 2027, individuals could see their maximum benefit rise to about $1,014 per month, while couples could see their maximum benefit increase to around $1,522 per month. While any increase is better than nothing, these numbers highlight why so many beneficiaries are frustrated. The biggest issue here is the steady erosion of buying power. Even though Social Security benefits increase nearly every year, those increases often fail to keep up with the true cost of living. The formula used to calculate COLA is widely criticized for lagging behind real-world inflation, especially when it comes to expenses that hit seniors the hardest, like housing, healthcare, prescription drugs, and utilities. Over time, this gap adds up. Even if your benefit increases by $40 or $50 per month, your actual expenses may have gone up by $60 or more. That difference doesn't disappear. It compounds year after year, leaving retirees further behind financially. According to data from the Senior Citizens League, the average retired worker received $1,860 per month in Social Security benefits in January 2024. While that amount is 58% higher than the average benefit in 2010 and more than double the average payment in 2000, it still doesn't tell the full story. When adjusted for inflation, the buying power of Social Security has dropped dramatically. The average benefit in 2024 is worth only about 80 cents on the dollar compared to what it could buy in 2010. To fully recover that lost buying power, the average benefit would need to be more than $2,230 per month. That's a shortfall of roughly $370 per month, or more than $4,400 per year, for the average retiree. This means that despite higher dollar amounts on paper, Social Security recipients are often worse off than they were years ago. Charts comparing inflation rates to COLA increases over the past 15 years show a consistent pattern in many years. Actual inflation outpaced the cost of living adjustment. And that's why this projected 2.1% increase, while technically an increase, feels like bad news to so many people. The reality is that the 21st century has seen a dramatic decline in Social Security's buying power, and unless changes are made to how COLA is calculated, this trend is likely to continue. So the big question remains, is a $500 annual increase really enough when costs are rising faster than benefits? That's something lawmakers, economists, and beneficiaries are all grappling with right now. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think the COLA formula needs to be changed? Or do you believe smaller increases are the price we pay for lower inflation? Drop your comments below and let me know what you think. If you found this update helpful, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future Social Security and benefits updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.